Welcome back to Biology 101 with the American Biguy. Coming to you from the American Biguy Penthouse, baby. I apologize to all of you guys between the last video and now. I really wanted to take some time to focus on moving into the penthouse as well as my career and aligning my goals for 2023. So let's dig into it. I'm not going to belabor you with a long intro this time. What I really want to talk about is this idea of guilt. I think, and I know as a man myself, that when you are a man and you identify as bisexual or gay and you have an interest in a woman, right? Whether it be, I like this girl, I'm attracted to this girl, maybe I want to date her, I may be falling in love with this woman, right? All of a sudden, you feel this sense of dread because one, there's a challenge of like, how do I tell this person that I am, not heterosexual? And there's also this guilt where society tries to put on you to say, well, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to be over here, and you're only supposed to like the same sex, only or same sex predominantly. You'll hear me say it time and time again. Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Britney Spears, all of them can kiss a girl and like it, right? And then turn around and marry men, and no one talks about it, and it's, applause. That women are, able to be intimate and express their same-sex attraction, but men don't. And the guilt is something that a lot of men deal with, and I think that's what keeps a lot of men from acknowledging their real feelings, at the same time going into the underground, the dark world, and doing things in the gay community, and not really understanding why they feel the way they feel. It's because society has told men, you're not supposed to like someone. Even if you are, identifying as gay, right? You're not supposed to like someone of the opposite sex. And it happens, folks. I will tell you right now from my own personal experience as a bisexual man, when I tell people I'm bisexual, it actually opens the door to great discussion, a couple beers, and even this level of like, connectedness that I feel personally is really unmatched in my experience. Here in Denver, Colorado, baby, people love it. There are a lot of women out there in the world who are very much attracted to bisexual men. I just met a girl not too long ago. Actually, I mean quite a few. And she was telling me, I love that, like you're bisexual. I think that's really hot. And a lot of people are okay with it. Society is changing, as I always say. If you pull someone from 1803 and you brought them in 2003, they're gonna say, what in the world is going on? You do have a lot of people who try to, of course, obstruct change and try to say, oh, I'm conservative and I don't. Well, those are your values and your values alone. If you want to be that way and live that way, you go for it. I'm not gonna stop you, but don't stop me in the process. But I do think that as generations are starting to switch over, we're getting Generation Z, they're expressive, they're a lot more open, a lot more fluid to talk about it. It was the same thing in the 60s and 70s, right? The people from like the 1940s and 50s probably like, what the hell? These hippies and this, that, and the third are coming along, and doing all sorts of wild, encounters and all sorts of stuff. Times change, but at the same time, people remain the same. And I think that the part we're talking about as far as being the same is that there's always been bisexual people, and there's always been this sense of guilt coming from it. That guilt also stems into religion. Recently, and I can post a link to the article, there was this article that my mom sent me about the term homosexual and how when it came into the Bible, and that its original meaning was not to mean, same-sex attraction necessarily, but something along the lines of, I believe, like pedophilia. It was, preventing as that, and then the Germans came in and changed the word around. I think, I don't want to mistake here, but somewhere I think it was like either like 1940, I remember. But basically, yeah, religion is also there. And I think that what we are in society too, that a lot of people are calling out these religions and the things they've been told that they must believe. And they're saying, that doesn't make any sense. They're starting to say, well, what about this, that, and the third? If you ask me, and I'm not here to put my religious belief on anybody, I follow Christ. I say I follow Christ, and if you know me personally, you get a chance to meet me, you hear me joke about it all the time and tell people I'm a partial Christian. What does that mean? I don't know, but I love it because it pisses people off. Partial in the sense that obviously made him half a Christian, or if you dig a little bit deeper, because I love to play with words, partial is going to make him a biased Christian. So at the end of the day, I do like to have a discussion because I do think that religion really does obstruct a lot of people from being who the universe really created them to be. And at the same time, religion oftentimes will condemn people. And what I love about faith is that when religions oftentimes condemn people, those people that are being condemned still believe in that religion, right? They still get on their knees and drop and believe, hey, you know what? Christians say I'm going to go to hell, but I'm still a Christian. And that's what I love about faith a lot of times is that, or it gets rid of my guilt, is that even though mankind will tell you what you're doing is wrong or there's something wrong with you, I still believe in what I believe, not because of what a book or somebody told me, but because of what I've experienced and seen and felt in my life. That's what I love about my faith. And if you have another faith, I don't care, whatever that may be. You could be Jewish, you could be a Muslim, you could be, whatever. That is a beautiful thing, baby. And but do your thing. I'm not here to stop you, even a Satanist, right? Because I come from this place of love. And I'm not here to condemn anybody. I don't have a heaven or hell to put anybody in. But I do think that the religion, and I'll dig more into that later on, not too many episodes away from now, we talk about religion, because that, I think, is a big part that keeps people from acknowledging who they really are. Like I said before, if you like apricots, you like apricots. If you like cranberries, you like cranberries. If you're one of the people who like both, you're just one of those people who like both. And that is who I am. So I encourage you to live your best life. Be safe about it. Don't be afraid to tell someone that you are interested in someone that maybe to society's eyes you should not be interested in. And that includes, of course, trans women, right? A lot of men are attracted to trans women. Why not? If a man likes a woman, right, and he sees this trans woman who's beautiful, who's got everything from head to toe, right, who's checking off the boxes, and he finds himself attracted to her, don't be angry at yourself because you're attracted to her. It's okay to be attracted to somebody. Now, you don't have to jump into bed with her, if you don't want to, if it's not consensual, but at the same time, allow yourself the freedom and the space to be who you are, to allow your taste buds to develop and say, okay, cool. Now, if you're not okay with it, you're not okay with it. It's not who you are. But just don't get angry at yourself because you're a human. You're gonna go through periods of guilt. You're gonna go through periods of doubt. We all get that way. That is part of the human experience, right? And I can tell people over time, it's really unfortunate that people have these religious indoctrinated ideas in their head. And then I said, well, what if you don't dot every I and cross every T, and you live a life of oppression, abuse, struggle, and then all of a sudden you turn around and you got to go to hell now, right? Or you're condemned to a horrible pit of fire because you didn't dot every I and cross every T according to the specifications that the time period you lived in said you must do. Doesn't make any sense to me. And the creator and the God that I serve, that I believe in, loves every single person. Made you to be uniquely you. Made you to be that person, that black person. Made you to be that trans person. Made you to be that heterosexual person. They made you to be you, and celebrate that. Because I am that way, and I'm a human being with a beating heart. And I feel loved, accepted, and I do not have the guilt. Honestly, it will come every now and then when I get real nervous and I may like a woman in particular, but for the most part, I've gotten my hand on it. I know, okay, cool, she knows who I am. If she doesn't know who I am, then bam, it's usually on my shirt, if she's not okay with it, she's not a terrible person. I'm just not for her. So allow yourself to be free of the guilt. Because oftentimes, like I said, women, I'm not excluding you, but we know in society, you can you can express yourself. Now, there will be, of course, backlash. People try to call women all sorts of names for expressing themselves. So we could talk about that another day. But as far as having the same-sex attraction, most people here in America, and in my latest research, I find that it's also in other countries as well. People are like, yeah, look at my wife, look at my girl, that's hot, that's great. But on the flip side, when it comes to men struggle in this place of guilt. And I think that we need to talk about that as well as mental health, because I think we're just now starting to see the true side effects of COVID. We're really starting to see things come out that people were dealing with before COVID, and during COVID, and now after COVID. So I'm here to, like I said, spread love, positivity, put it in the universe, and I encourage you all to live your best life. And I'll see you guys next time on The American Biguy, coming to you from the American Biguy Penthouse, baby.